The familiar sensation of being pulled through time enveloped Alex once more, a whirlwind of colors and sounds swirling around them. When the light finally faded, they found themselves standing on a bustling street in what felt like a vibrant, electric world. The air was thick with the scent of fresh pastries and the distant sound of jazz music dancing through the night. Alex's heart raced with excitement as they took in their surroundings. The 1920s? They had read about this era, the Roaring Twenties, a time of flappers, speakeasies, and artistic revolution. The streets were alive with people dressed in elegant attire, laughter spilling out from the nearby establishments. It was a time of change, and Alex felt an immediate pull to explore. As they walked, their gaze fell upon a small cafe adorned with twinkling lights. The sign read, "The Blue Note," and the lively tunes of a jazz band floated out into the street. Drawn by the music, Alex stepped inside, feeling the warmth and energy wash over them. The cafe was packed, filled with laughter and chatter. In one corner, a group of young women in flapper dresses danced with abandon, their bobbed hair bouncing with every move. But it was one woman who caught Alex's eye, a striking figure with fiery red lips and sparkling eyes that seemed to hold a world of dreams. She was seated at a table, scribbling furiously in a notebook, her brow furrowed in concentration. Alex approached her table cautiously. "What are you writing?" they asked, unable to contain their curiosity. She looked up, surprise flickering across her face before transforming into a bright smile. "Oh, just some ideas for stories. I'm Clara," she said, extending her hand. "Alex," they replied, shaking her hand and feeling an unexpected spark. "You're a writer?" "Trying to be," Clara laughed lightly. "I want to capture the spirit of this era, its energy, its struggles, its joys. But it's tough to break into the literary scene." "I can imagine," Alex said, intrigued. "What kind of stories do you want to write?" "Anything that speaks to people," Clara replied passionately. "I want to write about women finding their voices, about love and loss, about the freedom we're finally starting to embrace." Alex felt an immediate connection with Clara's aspirations. They shared tales of their own experiences and dreams, discovering a mutual passion for storytelling and creativity. As the night wore on, Clara leaned in closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "You know, I've always believed that the stories we tell can change the world. What if we could inspire others to chase their dreams?" A spark ignited within Alex. They remembered the radio feature on the watch, an ability to share stories from their own time. "What if I could share some stories from the future?" Alex suggested, excitement bubbling within them. Clara's eyes widened with wonder. "You mean stories from your time?" "Exactly. I could tell you about what happens next, the movements, the writers who emerge, the changes in society." Clara's face lit up with enthusiasm. "That would be incredible! Imagine how it could inspire my writing." Without hesitation, Alex activated the watch's radio feature and set it to broadcast their voice. As they spoke into the device, sharing tales of future authors and movements that would shape literature and society, Clara listened intently, her eyes sparkling with inspiration. "Can you believe it?" Clara exclaimed after Alex finished sharing a particularly moving story about a future female author who would break barriers and redefine literature. This is amazing. It makes me feel like anything is possible. With each story shared, their bond deepened. They spent hours talking about dreams and aspirations, stealing moments together amidst the lively atmosphere of the cafe. As midnight approached, Clara grabbed Alex's hand excitedly. "Let's dance," she urged. The two stepped onto the small dance floor where couples twirled and swayed under shimmering lights. Clara moved with grace and confidence, her laughter mingling with the music as they danced together. Time seemed to stand still. For those fleeting moments, nothing else mattered but the connection they shared. But as the night wore on and reality began to creep back in, Alex felt an emotional weight settle over them. They had come to this era seeking adventure and inspiration, but now they found themselves torn between two worlds, one filled with endless possibilities alongside Clara, and one anchored in their own time. As they stepped outside into the cool night air, Clara turned to Alex with a hopeful glint in her eye. "Do you think I could really make it as a writer? That I could change things?" Alex gazed into her eyes, feeling an overwhelming urge to reassure her. "You're already changing things," they replied earnestly. "Your voice matters. Your stories will inspire others." Clara smiled softly, but there was an unspoken question lingering between them. What would happen when morning came? Would Alex return to their own time or stay here in this enchanting era? As they stood together beneath the stars, Clara took Alex's hand in hers. "Promise me something," she said softly. "No matter what happens tomorrow, don't forget this moment." "I promise," Alex whispered back, their heart racing as they leaned closer to Clara. In that stolen moment under the moonlight, time seemed to blur again as they shared a kiss, a sweet collision of dreams and longing that left both breathless. But as dawn approached on the horizon, reality loomed ever closer. Alex knew they would have to make a choice soon, a choice that could change everything for both them and Clara. As they parted reluctantly that night, Alex carried Clara's spirit with them, a glimpse of love that ignited a fire within their heart, even as uncertainty loomed ahead. Would they return to their own time or dare to stay here where adventure and love intertwined? The answer awaited them just beyond the horizon of possibility. Storytime English encourages you to review this video again to master the more difficult pronunciations, and to subscribe in order to get notified about future content. Wishing you safety and well-being until next time.